Hello everyone, welcome back to the garage. My name is Robin, you're watching Retroschaft, and today we're cleaning out this garage, taking a look at the organization that's in here, because there's not really a organization, but nonetheless. And we're taking a look at the cars in here as well. We've got my MGB, a Jaguar E-Type, the E36, and all the way in the back there we've got two TR7s. So we're taking a look at all that stuff in here, and we're also cleaning out this place to have a little bit more space and to make it a little bit more organized. So let's begin with taking out the MG, taking out the Jaguar, and taking out the E36 so that we have some room in here to do some activities. Let that warm up a little bit and take out the BMW in the meantime. Well, that's all the cars outside right now. We'll take a look at those in a minute. But yeah, it actually always amazes me how much room there is for activities in here when there are actually no cars in this place. But yeah, those TR7s, they're looking kind of sad. They are pretty cool cars, and I would love to make rally cars out of them, but we'll see what the future brings. The goal for today anyway is to clear out a lot of this stuff that we see here on the left. So all of that here. The goal is to get all of that out of here by the end of the year or by spring next year. Over the winter in general, to try and get this TR7 out of the garage again, because right now the brakes are locked. We can barely get into the car because there's so much stuff and shit around it. So yeah, the goal is to get all of that stuff out of here, sell it, throw it away, do whatever with it to get it out of here, and try and get the TR7 outside. But let's take a look at the cars for a minute. So obviously the MGB, that's my car. You will have seen this car on the channel already. There's an entire playlist of me restoring the suspension on this thing. It's really fun to work on, even more fun to drive. Parts are really cheap, and it's just overall a great car to own, and also a great classic car to start your classic car journey with. This one it's pretty nice. It's not perfect, definitely not perfect, but it's more than enough for my first classic, more than enough to have some fun with, more than enough to fiddle around with, and overall it's just a lovely car. Then this is my grandfather's E-Type. Pretty special car. It's been in the family for quite some time, and yeah, it's absolutely beautiful. It is a 2+2 4.2 series 1.2, so it's kind of in between everything, but still it's a beautiful car. It's in a beautiful condition. The paint has been redone when my grandfather bought it, so it's actually kind of fresh because we never really drove it that much. But we have had a full suspension rebuild done on this car, so it is actually good to go. And I think last summer I did a Transalp road trip with my dad in his 911, and I think it would be fantastic to do something like that with this Jaguar E-Type at some point in the future. It's an automatic as well, three speeds. Doesn't really sit that well on the motorway, but yeah, I'm sure we can solve that some way. And then over here we have the E36. You will have seen this car on the channel as well. This is our track build. At the moment, the interior is almost completely out, and yeah, it's a really fun project as well. Also, don't forget, I do have a Saab 9000 as well. It's parked right here. This is my daily driver at the moment. And it's a fantastic car as well. I mean, this is absolutely a Swedish boat. It's a fantastic car, a great cruising machine. I took it to Switzerland this year as well. It's an absolutely beautiful car. It's got 200,000 kilometers on the clock, but it looks basically pristine. And in the past few weeks I've had the head gasket done as well, so this car is good for another 200,000 kilometers because the engine was extremely fresh still as well. So yeah, that's basically the collection. Saab 9000, E36, and we had the valve cover repainted on this as well. I mean, we did it ourselves, but it's kind of fun to do. It still blows me away by how good this looks. But yeah, this is pretty much the collection of cars. The E-Type obviously isn't mine. Then the MGB. And then in here we have the two TR7s. The goal was to make one good one, restore one of them, and then keep the others for parts. The left one is the good one, but there is a lot of dust on the car. And the right one is an absolute rust bucket. Like if we come in here and just take a look at this rust right here, or if we go to the front of the car and take a look in the engine bay, I mean, you can see this thing, gotta watch out for tetanus, but it is falling apart just by looking at it. So yeah, it's been in here for quite a while. And it's, maybe some parts are still good, but most of it isn't. This car, however, is pretty good. Not perfect, as you can see, but it's good enough to make it into kind of a rally car, a beater car. So that would be the goal, but I am not sure if I will be the one restoring this car. I would love to restore this car, but I do not know if I have the time or the resources to actually do this. So yeah, well, that's that. The first goal with the TR7 is to get it out of here and kind of make a state of the car, like what condition is it in? Can we still do something with this? Is it worth our time and expenses? Is it worth the money? That's going to be the first job with that car. Now, this video isn't really about getting that car outside, but it is about touring the garage and making the garage ready to get into that car and get it outside. So as I said in the beginning, we need to clean that up and yeah, basically try and do something today in order to get the TR7 project kind of started or kind of underway. Yeah, let's see what that brings. Other than that, this garage is just a really cool place to hang out. I mean, I did the restoration of my MGB in here, and I basically spent all my childhood fiddling away with things in here as well. Right now we have on the left here a closet which I use to store parts in. So this is everything that I have for the MGB, a few bits and pieces like empty canisters for just catching oil and whatnot, some books and stuff of the MGB, the TR7 and other cars. On the bottom here we have, well, basically old jerry cans from World War II, but anyway, we have a bunch of other things as well. On the other side we have another closet which is also full of parts and like tools and stuff like that. We have just like basic things that you need when you're restoring a car, like some Scotch-Brite, some sandpaper, some like plastic strips in here. The zip ties is what it's called. We just call them strips. And then in here we have some like cleaning brushes and other tools, just basically stuff for cleaning. And then in this closet we have some more like electrical tools and other stuff. And then over here we have a workbench. This is also a World War II workbench, which my great-grandfather basically took from the local, how do you call it? We call it a kazerne in Dutch, but I don't really know the name in English. So yeah, this is a pretty cool place. I do all my work on this bench. It's a pretty old and rough garage, but like it serves me really well. Also the tools are pretty old, so I'm slowly but surely buying newer tools, better tools. But yeah, it serves me pretty well to do this kind of stuff in here. And then what I would like to do in the future is get basically two lifts in here, like one on the left, one on the right, to jack up the cars a lot higher and do some more substantial work. Because right now I always have to lay on the floor. And I cleaned the floor not too long ago, so it's pretty clean now. But when I was restoring the MGB, I basically would return home every single day and have like 2 kilos of dust in my hair. My entire, like my clothes would be dirty as hell. So it would be nice to have a lift in here and not lay on the ground the entire time, but that is also something for the future. This is pretty cool as well, I think. So my grandfather was a coal dealer back in the day, and he had a lot of lorries. He used to work on them himself. And when clearing out the garage, I just found all these like old oil cans and brake fluid cans and whatnot. It's pretty cool to have them here, find them in the garage. Like there's a lot of this brake fluid from Ford in here. We have like 5 canisters or 4 canisters in here, and I have a few back home as well. These Castrol cans are, I think, really beautiful as well. This one is filled with like old spark plugs as well, so it's quite heavy. But yeah, I really like this style of canister. It looks beautiful than some old like Bosch spark plugs in here. Really cool. These are like properly old. I don't even know if these are for a car or lorry, because we have this thing in here as well. This is basically like a belt-driven engine or a belt drive engine. Pretty cool. And then in here we have also like a racing tire. I took this one from Spa-Francorchamps not too long ago. I think it was last year. It's pretty cool. It's a Michelin tire. Quite heavy as well. And yeah, it's pretty cool to just have this laying around in the garage. It's a really wide tire as well. So yeah, it's pretty cool to have this laying around and look at from time to time. But yeah, all of this stuff in the back here is basically lost space, which we are not really occupying at the moment, other than to store rubbish and wood. So that's basically a quick tour of my, I guess you could say, car collection that I've assembled over the last couple of years. And also a quick tour of the garage where I do my work in. This is my grandfather's place. I don't own this, but I get to use it, so that's really cool. But yeah, I love this place. I spent my childhood in this place. I spent my childhood just dreaming about building cars here, and it's actually kind of cool that I get to actually do that kind of stuff in here now. So yeah, if you're interested in seeing some of the builds, then definitely follow the channel. We have a lot of playlists right now, a lot of series that we're working on, so that's pretty cool. But other than that, let's finally get started on clearing some of that stuff out of here. So we've moved quite a bit of stuff out of the way already. We put the sofa, the seat outside in front of the street to see if anyone wants to take it for free. And now it's just a case of taking all the rest out of it, out of this dirty rubbish corner, and seeing what we can actually use or what we can bring to, what we can throw into the trash, into the bin. Mike is helping me out today. Hello, Mike.
Good day, Cat.
I promise.
This is actually pretty cool. So my dad is a pretty massive motorsports and classic car guy as well. And for years on end, he would be subscribed to different magazines from all kinds of publishers. And all of them apparently ended up, or a big chunk of them ended up here in the garage. And there's like just boxes and boxes filled with these magazines and like rally road books like this here. And this is probably one of the rallies that he did when he was younger or organized. It's pretty cool. It's an Austin Healey going through like a snowy scene, it seems. But yeah, this is actually pretty nice. Like these motorsport magazines are actually quite well known. This is probably like Lewis Hamilton or something, or Jenson Button in the McLaren, back when Audi was on top of their game at Le Mans. Pretty cool car, this. The Williams F1 car with Patrick head. And this is pretty cool as well. Kimi Räikkönen, Seb, 6 world champions. It's pretty cool going through this stuff. It's pretty nice. You can see we've made quite a bit of progress. The TR7 is kind of free. We can go around it from both sides, so that's pretty good. And on the left side here, most of the rubbish is out of here, but a lot is also just still in the garage. We were able to destroy quite a bit of furniture, which was just rotting away back there. So all of this is going to be thrown away. We're going to load it up into the car right now with a few smaller pieces, and then we'll put the rest in my dad's Volvo later on. So in general, pretty successful so far. And I hope that the other furniture that's still beside the street today is going to be picked up as well by the end of the day. Someone should be coming around to pick it up, but you never know until the deal is done. So yeah, we'll see what it brings. But I'm pretty happy to see that the TR7 is kind of free right now. That's quite a cool sight. Well, the pile of rubbish is completely gone. We threw away everything. It was quite a lot of work, but I'm really happy that it's done. I still have quite a lot of things that I need to clean up in here, but that's just going to go back there for now, and then later on we can actually do away all the rest of this stuff. But I'm actually pretty happy right now. The corner is pretty free. We were able to clean out a lot of it, and a lot of other stuff is still going to be replaced and going to go to a new home or whatever in the upcoming week or 2 weeks, 3 weeks. So we will have quite a bit of space next to the TR7 in the next month or so, and then after that we can do the other side. But yeah, that's something which we'll put some time in the future. For now, I'm really happy. This was our goal for today, to clean out as much as we possibly could. And we had a lot of fun doing this as well, just breaking stuff, damaging stuff. Takes some stress out of the body. It's pretty nice. So yeah, we had a good day. Weather was great. It was a lot of fun, and we have some room next to the TR7 to get some activities done on that car. So yeah, stay tuned for that in the future. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.